Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be watching RWBY Volume 2, Episode 5, titled Extracurricular. I'm really excited about this, but as per usual, let's pick out one comment from last video that I wanted to highlight. So, this one is by Jake Blitz Coffee 4859. It was stated in Volume 1 that all living beings minus Grimm have an aura, including animals. That's something to take note of moving forward. I will also mention that semblances can canonically evolve in this series, so what characters have as of now might be the base level version of their semblances. This is important because it's not like a person is stuck with a one-use semblance throughout their whole life. Another thing to keep in mind moving forward. Now, this is a very interesting prospect because, well, first of all, I like the idea that the Grimm are a natural enemy of life. I think it's cool. We have this very clear theme of life versus death. I don't know what that means in the grand scheme of things, but I guess we'll find out. I guess it looks intentional, so I'm quite sure there's some kind of purpose behind it. So, looking at my notes, from what we understand, aura. Okay, so this is what Pyrrha has said. Aura is the manifestation of the soul. It bears our burdens and shields the heart. And it's also kind of like a spidey sense. With practice, aura can be a shield even for animals. No aura in Grimm because they are the manifestation of anonymity. Understanding both dark and light helps manifest aura. Everyone has some of both. By bearing soul outward as a force, all tools are conduits for aura. Project yourself and your soul when fighting. So something, honestly, okay. So combine that with the idea that semblances can evolve. I think that is because aura is heavily linked to the soul. And if you can change as a person, your power changes with you. And in a sense, who you are determines what your power is. Now, this is a little, the logistics of this are a little strange. Are you born with this power? If you are born with this power, does that mean you are destined to have a certain, personality trait that you can change from, but doesn't that mean that there is some level of predeterminism in here? Or, since semblances need to be unlocked, you aren't born with a power, you are born with the potential to have powers. And if you choose not to unlock that potential, you can. But if you do choose to unlock your potential, whatever your soul represents at that time becomes your semblance. And if it can evolve, that means that, yes, your power can change as long as your heart is in the same, your heart changes. But I wonder what the limits of this is. Is it that if you are, you're someone unlocks a semblance and then you get your, you get your powers, but you drastically change in personality, does that mean you can theoretically change your power completely from something, let's say from polarity to illusions, depending on how drastic of a change you have gone through as a person? Or is there a limit where if you already unlocked your semblance and it is what it is, you can only modify it, where whoever you are in the future still kind of is chained to the limits of how much you can modify your base semblance? So these are two possibilities there. I think story-wise, it's interesting, or to me at least, it's more interesting if you could completely swap powers. But you could also make some interesting stories if it's the other one, where whatever your semblance is that when you unlock it, that is the one you're going to be using. Even if it changes over time, it's always some variation of that same semblance. So there's a lot of storytelling potential here. I would like to see a character who's evolved in any of these ways. Since the comment mentioned that the semblances will evolve, I assume it in more like a shonen progression sense, where they master different aspects of their semblance. The Team RWBY understand their semblances more, apply it in more creative ways, unlock potential, extra potential, what it can do. That kind of sense is what I'm guessing this person is saying. But I am curious to see whether the thing I was talking about happens at all. Wait, I have more notes on aura. Aura can be unlocked by others. And then I think this is a quote, "For it is in passing that we achieve immortality. Through this, we become a paragon of virtue and glory to rise above all, infinite in distance and unbound by death. I release your soul and by my shoulder protect thee." Wow, actually, hold on. They might be cooking here because, first of all, another paragon of virtue and glory. Unlocking a semblance is a heroic thing to do. So I wonder if the intent of, or rather, maybe even the romanticization of semblances is supposed to be to become a paragon of virtue and glory. But people do use it for bad, like Cinder, Torchwick doesn't seem to have a semblance. But, he still commits crimes. But Cinder seems to have some kind of, fire power. But she seems to be even higher of a rank than Torchwick even. I wonder if they'll ever touch on this again. Maybe it's a thematic thing. Unbound by death is interesting. Achieve immortality. That is very interesting, especially considering our life versus death thing. Aura is only present in living beings, and Grimm are not living. Oh, you know what? Maybe Grimm don't have aura because they're not considered living. In which, I don't know. Are Grimms animals, or are Grimms something else? If Grimm are animals, then they should be having aura. But if they don't, then perhaps they're not natural. Maybe a meteor crashed into the planet, and there was a venom symbiote creature on it, and that became Grimm. I don't fucking know. Maybe they're aliens, Trigger style, at the end of the story, it's actually, this story was about aliens after all. And it's God damn it, not again. Interesting. Okay. Oh, so, initial theme was light versus dark from Volume 1. So, life versus death, light versus dark, paragon of virtue, Grimm of no aura, not living beings. Very interesting. I don't know what to make of it yet. But very, very interesting comment. Very interesting comment. Thank you for taking the time to comment. I appreciate all of your comments. I've read all of them. And, well, at least as far as I know. And, let's finally move on to the episode. Yeah, I finally recorded that intro segment before the reaction. Yeah! This is a point where it breaks, this is a point where it bends, and a point we just can't take anymore. There's a line that will cross and there's no return. There's a time and a place, no bridges left to burn anymore. We can't just wait with lives at stake till they think we're ready. Storm is growing deadly. It's time to say goodbye to the things we love and the innocence of youth. Seem to fly from our carefree lives and the solitude and peace we always knew. Yay! Should I do a cover of this song? I really like this song. Pyrrha! Oh, funny we were just talking about her. Oh, it's been a while since we checked on Juniper, you're right. 5 episodes in, or rather, I guess first episode we did see them. What's she up to, Pyrrha? Pyrrha? Ooh, Boo. This is training. Pyrrha. Pyrrhic. Holy shit. Oh shit. Oh wait. Oh wait. Oh wait. Oh, she's locked in. She's just taking all of you. Oh, you're no match. Oh, you're no match. Oh, she's precise with it. She got that Captain America bounce. She's doing so many unnecessary spins, but it doesn't matter because she's still too good. Okay, dude can deflect bullets with a sword. Yo, Sonic? Well, too bad they have boring designs compared to everyone else. Actually, that being said, holy shit, Carded. Oh, dude, you're being read like a buck. Oh, it's over. Oh, it's over. Around the neck. You're being embarrassed. Dog. Ooh, you got that perfect dodge. Oh my god, but the. Yo, she just Potemkin bustered you. How do you feel?
And that's the match.
I so badly want a fighting game.
You should have no problem qualifying for the tournament.
Of course.
Professor.
She would be
All right.
part of the tournament.
Now I know that's a tough act to follow, but we have time for one more sparring match. Any volunteers?
Ooh, I don't know who I want to. Oh
Miss
shit!
Belladonna?
It's the two of
You've
them.
been rather docile for the past few classes. Why don't you...
I'll do it.
Mercury, is it? Very well. Let's find
Mercury.
you an opponent.
Actually, I wanna fight her.
Me?
I don't like
I'm
that.
afraid Miss Nikos has just finished a match. I recommend you choose another partner.
Yeah, tell him.
No, it's fine.
God damn it. You're too
I'd
nice.
be happy to oblige.
I don't like this. I don't like this at all. We don't know what he can do. I'm actually excited. The only thing we saw him do was fucking kick the lights out of Tuxin. Ruby's so excited. And the Emerald's just like watching. Power scaling time, let's fucking go. Okay. Alright. We're just gonna play neutral. Okay, ooh. Ooh. Okay. Okay.
Hey, your friend's doing pretty good.
Her face. Ooh, yo, wait. He's kind of sick. But she's still matching him. Oh, uh-oh. Did she just... Are you telling me this guy's got gun kicks?
You don't even want to try?
What's the point? You're a world-renowned fighter. We're obviously leagues apart.
In that case, Pyrrha Nikos is the victor of the match again. Next time, you may want to think a little harder before choosing an opponent.
I'll be sure to do
He
that.
was testing her. But why?
That is all for today. And remember,
Blake
the dance
is
this
not
weekend, but you
okay.
all have your first
She looks
session
like
on
me at the
Monday.
end of a lecture.
I will not accept any excuses.
After 2 hours of sleep.
Learning is so much fun.
Yo, I love characters that like fight with their legs. Like Sanji is my favorite One Piece Straw Hat. I just love that
Blake,
fighting style.
you,
It's so awesome.
Doing okay?
I'm fine.
So I hear there's this dance going on this weekend.
Prom
Sounds pretty
arc?
lame, but you and me, I'm thinking, not as lame, huh?
What?
The dance this weekend. You want to go or
Ooh.
what?
I don't have time for a stupid dance. I thought you, of all people, would get that.
Oh no. Oh, here we go. Ruby,
You what?
your team leader.
We want you to go to the dance.
That's ridiculous. Blake, we're worried about
Oh, it's a whole
This
team
investigation
intervention.
is starting to mess with your head.
You can't sleep, you hardly eat, and to be honest, your grades have been suffering.
You think I care about grades? People's lives are at stake. We know, and we're all still trying to figure out what Torchwick is up to.
Thanks to you and Sun, we know they're operating somewhere outside of Southeast Vale. And the Shinny Company record singled out Vale as the primary target for dust robberies over the last few months.
Don't forget about their missing military tech, too. But there are still unanswered questions.
Blake, you won't be able to find anything if you can't even keep your eyes open.
All we're asking is that you take it easy for one day.
It will be fun. Yang and I will make sure of it.
Yeah, we're planning the whole event. Excuse me?
Team Coffee's away mission lasted longer than expected.
So was
Team
Naira to
Coffee?
pick up where they left off. And now we can make sure you have the perfect night.
And once it's all over, we'll return to our search,
No.
rested and ready.
You're
So, what
perching
do you
this in a
think?
way that she won't understand.
I think this is a colossal waste of time.
You shouldn't emphasize how fun the event will be. You should
I'll be in the library.
you have to connect with her and understand that she's just worried about
Great.
because she feels personally
Can't keep
involved.
Going like this.
She feels like she has to do something. It's her responsibility to do something. Motherfucker. Get out!
Oh, come on. Open the door.
Open the door.
I promise not to sing.
I lied!
See-
Shani, will you accompany me to the dance on Sunday?
Saved it.
Are you done?
Yes?
No.
What? And that is why they call you the Ice Queen.
All my life, boys have only cared about the perks of my last name. Besides,
Oh.
I already have a date in mind. Date or no date.
So
None
you
of this
talking
will matter
about
if we can't get Blake to go.
Neptune? Because I know she kind of likes him. But it looks kind of surface level though, so it's really funny she's saying that. Ah, they're trading. Wow, wait. Okay, it's nice that we get to see this. This is a follow-up from last time.
Well done. Your swordplay's improved immensely.
John,
Done it without
stop trying to court Weiss. She's right there in
Are
front of
ready
you.
to move on to Aura?
I'm actually thinking maybe we just skip Aura tonight. Might go on a jog or something.
Come on. I know you get frustrated, but you must keep trying. I'm sure we'll discover your semblance any day now.
That's not it. It's just... It's dumb.
What is it? Jean, you know you can tell me.
It's Weiss.
Oh. What about her?
I asked her to the dance and she shot me down.
Interesting reaction.
Big surprise, right?
Well, I believe the saying goes, there's plenty of fish in the sea.
Pyrrha!
Say, you've probably got guys clamoring over each
No.
other just to ask you out.
You'd be surprised.
No!
Oh, please. If you don't get a date to the dance, I'll wear a dress.
Honestly, slay.
And finally, Pyrrha Nikos.
Oh, shit.
The invincible girl.
She's smart, but I wouldn't say invincible.
Do tell. Her semblance is polarity, but you'd never know just by watching.
After she made contact with my boots, she was able to move them around however she wanted. But she only made slight adjustments.
Just enough to make it look like she's untouchable.
She doesn't broadcast her power, so it puts her opponents at a disadvantage.
People assume she's fated for victory, when she's really taken fate into her own hands. Interesting.
I have so many things to say.
Add her to the list.
You should be able to take her no problem.
It's not about overpowering the enemy. It's about taking away what power they have. And
Oh.
in time.
I hate waiting.
Don't worry, Mercury. We have a fun weekend ahead of us.
A needle? God, why did so many things happen this episode? What the fuck? Okay, whoa, pause. I got shit to talk about, yo. Did Emerald say specifically polarity? Okay, wait, hold on, okay. Okay. I gotta come back through the episode and check that out. Alright. I'll see you in 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! Wow, oh my god, that was so quick. Okay, so very interesting episode. Now, let's talk. So, first thing to note, Pyrrha is set to qualify for their tournament. I'm really excited for the Vital Festival tournament. I think that's what it's called. Because it's a tournament arc. It's gonna be a tournament arc. Because, you know, like I think I've discussed about this in previous episodes, but RWBY has ingredients for a battle shonen. I don't think it's quite a battle shonen. It's taking inspiration from a battle shonen, but it's not really. Because you got magic school, you got a team of kids, ensemble cast, quirky powers that everyone has, big things brewing in the background, high school drama, you know, like fighting bad guys outside our league. Like I said, it reminds me a bit of My Hero Academia, actually. Which is interesting because this came out before My Hero Academia was adapted into an anime. And there's no way they read the manga, so that's actually just funny to think about. But I'm sure My Hero Academia is not the first one to do that trope, but it is the oldest one I can think of that really popularized that idea. And then again, I haven't watched a lot of the older Magic School anime, so who knows, I might be uninformed. But yeah, I'm just really excited. Since there's a dance coming up, we're in episode 5, a dance episode, you know, we're in episode 5, episode 6, episode 7, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, no, I think tournament has to be next volume. Maybe. Unless they pull a fast one and we start doing it at the end of this arc. I don't think so. I think you know how I said that the formula might be in volume 1, we have a tussle with the bad guys, but they get away. Volume 2, we tussle with the bad guys again, but we somehow manage to like snag a little bit of a victory. In the next volume, we actually get a victory. You know, so there's that progression of slowly getting to know the bad guys and seeing their plan brewing in the background while we focus on other plots. And a tournament's the best place to do that because, you know, like in anime tropes, the tournament is gonna get interrupted by bad guys, and then everyone at the tournament who was fighting each other, because, you know, it's a competition, suddenly ally together and fight the bad guys, and, you know, it's fun. It's fun. It's cliche, but I like it. It's a fun trope. There's nothing wrong with it. It's very nice. It's very hype. It's hype moments and aura. So I'm really expecting hype moments and aura next volume. But that's next volume. Let's talk about this episode. Yeah, that fight scene at the beginning was so well choreographed. Man. Did Monty animate that one? I'm not sure. Do let me know in the comments. Bad guys figuring out Pyrrha's semblance. Well, specifically Mercury. Mercury fighting style, Emerald hating the friendly mask she has to wear. That's really funny. I just think that's a funny, because Emerald's kind of like a sour person. She's kind of grumpy. And the fact that she has to be like, oh yeah, we're friends. We're classmates with Ruby is just really fucking funny. I hope they continue it. I hope it's like a running gag. Ruby's like endlessly positive, like, wow, beaming. And then everyone's like, oh yeah, I fucking hate her. Is it a ship? Is Emerald and Ruby a ship? With this dynamic, I would actually love that. Right, Mercury fighting style, I talked about it in the episode. I love kicking fighting styles. I think, who is that character in Tekken who does that? Who was like dancing capoeira? Was it Eddie or something? I really enjoyed playing that character. I think it was like Tekken, which I don't remember what Tekken it was, but it was on the PSP, and I played it when I was a kid. I remember it was really fun. That was a cool fight because the goal wasn't to defeat the other opponent, which is the most common goal in a fight. And I think every fight in this series so far has been that. The goal is to defeat the opponent, to get to a goal that is being blocked by the obstacle that is the opponent. But in this fight, it wasn't really a fight. Like, they exchanged blows. Like I said, they were just kind of like neutral. They're playing footsies, really. The goal for Mercury was to figure out why Pyrrha is so strong. Perhaps they did this because they saw Pyrrha wipe out an entire team by herself, and they were like, okay, she's a problem. Maybe that's the list that they were adding Pyrrha on, which are a list of potential threats to their plan. And when you think about it, if we go with the tournament theory, the disruption tournament theory, the people who win the fights and climb the bracket to the top are the most dangerous students. Because, yeah, you have to worry about the teachers, too. They're adults. They're professional huntsmen, right? They're strong, so they probably already have a plan for the teachers. But students, they're a wild card. That's an entire academy of people That's like trying to besiege a school of martial artists, a school of soldiers, a school of swordsmen. It's like you have to prepare for dealing with that. If it's a school for martial arts, you have to prepare weapons that counter them. Don't go in with bare fists or close range weapon. Bring guns or something. You go to a place where they're all swordsmen or something. Still, bring long range weapons, or even block access to their weapons. Somehow cut off the armory, do whatever. It's about. Oh my god, I'm literally describing what Cinder says. It's not about overpowering the enemy, it's about taking away what power they have. So the idea for this is like, okay, this is a combat school where all these young people with powers, by the way, with superpowers, are being trained. It's like My Hero Academia. Again, I'm so sorry, I gotta bring this up. I don't even like My Hero Academia that much, but season 1, okay, in the initial arc, at the end of it, right, where the villains come into their training thing, they know that, yes, they're fighting strong, professional adult heroes, but they have a team of wild cards, which are the students. You can't underestimate them because they're students and still in training. They have superpowers, bitch, and they have the drive. They've just been in school, so they probably have a duty to defend it. They probably want to use their powers for good and stop them. So what they did, the villains, was tailor-make their attack. They use there's this this guy that teleported everyone to different areas of the training arena. So it was important that they attacked them in the training arena because in that place there were different zones there were training zones, right? It's like a water scenario, a fire scenario, all this, right? Because it's trying to train heroes to handle different scenarios, because you're trying to save civilians and beat villains, you know? So you got to train for different situations. So it makes sense for this training arena to have like, whoa, different environments. But this guy teleported all of them, all the students, into places that naturally counter them, you know? Oh, no. Okay. So slight adjustment. I'm sorry. Slight misinformation. They didn't know what powers the student had. So that's why they accidentally sent someone who was adept with water into a water zone when they could have sent someone who, you know, like Bakugo, who's like explosions and fire, could have sent him to a water zone, but they didn't. They accidentally sent a frog girl into the water zone. And it's like, why did you do that? And then the twist was they didn't know what the students' powers were, so they just sent everyone to random zones. But had they known the students' powers, it would have been over, because they all would have been fucked up. They're all inexperienced. They don't know how to handle situations that naturally counter them. They're not professionals. So, boom. Right? So in RWBY here, I'm bringing it back now, this is what they're doing. They are not going to randomly fight students that they do not know the powers of. They're just 3 people. I mean, I assume they have reinforcements. They're working with Torchwick, White Fang. But in order to take over a tournament that has so many superpowered fighters, even though they're inexperienced, you need to know the enemy. And Cinder is correct. You can't overpower them. We're in a world of superpowers. It only makes sense to understand what the enemy can do. Intel is very important. If you're going up against someone, you should know what they can do, because that's a disadvantage to you. But then again, this isn't a world where superpowered heroes fight superpowered villains. That's a Monster Hunter, bro. We fight monsters. We train to fight monsters, not really people. So when we're training against each other, it's more so for the idea that, oh, if someone has a semblance but they're committing a crime, if they're a mercenary, if they're working with dangerous people, then it's good to fight them. But mainly, the big threat of the world is still the monsters, the Grimm. So a tournament fighting each other is cool, but that's not actually training them to fight Grimm. They're a different beast. They are beasts, which behave differently from people with semblances, right? Because Grimm don't have aura. And without aura, they can't have a semblance, meaning they don't have powers. They're mutated creatures, and that's where their power comes from. They're mutations. But so far, there hasn't been a Grimm that just has powers, because that wouldn't make fucking sense. Why would they have powers, right? Like, we don't know the origin of it, so it's hard to really deduce anything. Like, we don't know. There could be a Grimm with powers, but we just don't know. We don't know where they come from. We don't know, what they are. They're aliens. My crack theory, they're aliens. And then in Volume 10, Team RWBY's gonna go to space. The one place where capitalism hasn't touched. Space. But yeah, so adding Pyrrha to this list is essentially saying, okay, who are potential top contenders for this tournament? Pyrrha is one of them. I mean, Glinda herself said Pyrrha is set to qualify for the tournament. You're good. You can handle a team, Carden's team. So you're good. You're strong, and that's exactly what Emerald and Mercury are trying to scout for and informing Cinder of. So that's interesting. But also this line, we just skipped the middle section and we're talking about the end here, but it's related. This line also tells you about Cinder. The way she said this was very smug. She is proud of this philosophy. This is a smart thing to do, yes, but also she's very proud of the fact that they're using this strategy. I feel like she might take pride, or rather she gets off from taking other people's power away, taking other people's agency, taking away control because she wants to be in control. In the past appearances that we've seen of her, she takes control of the situation. You know, in the scenes with Torchwick and whatnot. She is the boss. She's the big boss for him. And she orders Emerald and Mercury around as well. She's very confident. She talks a big game constantly. She's just a very confident, condescending person. And I mean, first of all, that's terrifying because that means she's really strong. Because she was, I mean, we saw Glinda and her briefly face off in episode 1 of Volume 1, right? And Glinda wasn't even able to really crack the ship, you know? Like, Cinder dealt with the situation really competently. So if she's confident, condescending, and competent, that's terrifying to have for an antagonist. So far, by the way, all the protagonists and our allies have not figured out that we've been infiltrated. As far as we know, Osmond doesn't know that this is happening. So they're at an advantage here, which is terrifying. Yeah. Okay. So let's go back up. Let's talk about this. Glinda mentioned, okay, dance on the weekend, but they also mentioned first mission on Monday. So that could be your final story for this volume. We have the dance, 6, 7, and then the first mission takes up 8, 9. Oh, I guess there's still a couple episodes at the end, 10, 11. I think there are 12 episodes in this volume. I didn't check. But this could definitely be a longer arc about the first mission. That's cool. That's cool. So I assume we repair our relations with Blake in the weekend on the dance, and then we can all, Team RWBY, do our first mission on Monday. Maybe we even get to see Juniper's team do something. Yeah. Just wanted to point that out. Next, Sun wants to go to the dance with Blake. That's very cute. He was so casual about it too. He's like, "Yo, you wanna hit us up? You wanna go?" You know, I was almost inclined to say yes because it was so cool about it. and you know, their dynamic has always been Sun says something low key, kind of like out of pocket or something, and Blake just looks at him just like, bruh. But this time it's kind of elevated, but in a negative way. Where Sun is like coming in positive, it's like, "Oh, you want to do this?" And then Blake is like, "Don't you know there are children suffering in Africa?" So, yeah. I wonder, Blake and Sun, I mean, they have a lot of screen time together. I wonder, and then he's asking her out to a dance. I wonder if there will be a romantic subplot between these two. Although, so far, their interactions have not been romantic, but, you know, if you ship the two of them, you can spin anything to be romantic, really. But, interesting. I wonder if he'll do anything about this, or if he'll just take the rejection that just exit story, who knows. Because he did that last time. Him and Neptune just exit the fight last time. And you guys have told me in the comments that it was because they were supposed to join the fight at the end. It's just that they didn't have like the time or budget to add them in. And so what we have in the story now is them just dipping like assholes. So it would be really funny if Sun's like, "Oh, want to go to the dance?" And Blake's like, "No," and then that's it. Like, that's all we see of him in the arc. That would be so fucking funny. But also that'd be kind of sad, so I hope not. Blake is burning herself out. She can't sleep, she hardly eats, and her grades are slipping. Yeah, she's making a rookie mistake. It's like, it's so, how to say, immature of her. It's like, I was watching this and I was just like, that is such a teenager thing to do. Such a teenage response to this. Like, oh, we failed our mission. You know, we got information from our little operation last time, but we let the villains get away. But now that we know information about what they're planning, shit seems to be bigger than we think. And we know about, they're operating outside of Southeast Vale. Vale is the primary target for the dust robberies, and there's missing military tech, which are, the Atlas Paladins that were stolen, right? Now that we know this, that's concerning. They're gathering dust, but also depowering Vale, because Vale is the primary target for dust robberies. Sure, they're robbing them of dust, but I wonder if... No. Yeah. The enemies get more dust to work with, and they leave Vale missing a lot of dust to defend themselves. You see, it's double pronged. It's a double prong attack. The enemy gets to simultaneously power themselves and depower the place they're about to attack. Oh, yes. If the tournament being attacked idea is getting more traction here, because they're not just depowering a certain location. I mean, they are but they're specifically targeting this. They're targeting the place where Beacon is at. But it's hard to depower Beacon itself, because they're like independent from Vale, right? But maybe that's why they've infiltrated it, to weaken it from the inside too. Sure, they're gathering intel now, but maybe they're also about to sabotage something, subterfuge and whatnot. Sow discord within the schools, cause internal conflict, so that their allies, their alliance within the school, and maybe even between Osmond and Ironwood, would be weakened by the time they attack. Yeah, I'm cooking! I am cooking something! I'm gonna burn down the kitchen with this. Yeah. So, in all honesty, Blake is justified in feeling scared, worried, and anxious about their situation. But she's not taking care of herself. Like, I understand. Like, if your mind is completely run over by these thoughts, it's hard to make yourself go to sleep. But at least have a meal, Take a second or two to relax, read a book. Sure, it seems like you're wasting time, but mental health is important. Physical health is important. How would you expect to fight the enemy if you're dead in a ditch? We're gonna see Blake sacrifice herself. Guys, I found intel, and then dies from overwork. Like, that's useless, But Blake is falling into the trap of rabbit-holing herself into a spiral of things are bad. If I don't do something, things are gonna go bad. I'm responsible for this. No, maybe maybe she feels guilty. Like, White Fang stuff. White Fang's involved. We were personally involved. We let them get away. But now that we know all this information, we have to do something about it. We know this information, so we have the responsibility to do something about it. And Blake is spiraling. She's going down this rabbit hole, not realizing that, dude, it's like, if you fight the enemy on 1 HP, what was the point, Like, yeah. And I mentioned in the reaction that that Team RWBY weren't approaching it in the right aspect. They were focusing on how fun the event was going to be, and that she should join, just for one day, just relax for one day. But you're biased towards wanting to do the event and kind of low-key kind of dismissing Blake, even though they acknowledged her concerns. They're like, yes, we understand, we're going to get him, and we know all this information, and we'll do something about it after the dance, because we all need to relax and gather our energy, get ready for the next battle. But obviously Blake's just kind of like, what the fuck, like, you care more about this event? Like, we can't rest. We can't afford to rest. We don't have the luxury of time. So what they really should have done is be more empathetic towards her worry that they don't have time. And bring up the fact that if your body is exhausted and your mind is exhausted, we have no chance against the enemy. If all of them started acting like Blake, they could hardly stand. I feel like if they fought Torchwick again in the Paladin, they would lose this time. You know, really drill that into her. Maybe that'll happen next episode or something, you know? But yeah, like I said, it's very immature, like to think short term like this. But then again, I understand spiral. You know, she kind of spirals, right? It's involuntary. I think it's unfair to call it, to just blame it on Blake, because yeah, I understand people involuntarily spiral once dark thoughts start to set in. But yeah. Next, Team Coffee's away mission lasted longer than they thought. Considering this is a team name, I'm sure this is not how it's spelled. It's probably some abbreviation, but I don't dare to spell it wrong because I'm sure there's gonna be one Team Coffee fan in the comments being like, actually, unsubbing. But yeah, I don't know who they are, but apparently they know who they are, but we don't, so who knows? There's so much done off screen that we don't know what's going on. So I hope we see them, I guess. I mean, we probably will, because Weiss and Yang, I think, are now in charge of planning the dance, because they were supposed to, but then apparently their mission lasted longer. I wonder what's going on. I wonder if they have something to do with the plans in the southeast and whatnot, right? Maybe they can help us. You know, a new set of characters to help us. Although, I'm a little hesitant to adding more characters to the roster because we still have a lot of characters to do. Ren and Nora, by the way, are completely out of the picture right now. Can you believe it? Like, I don't want to be introduced to 4 new characters. I want to do something with Ren and Nora. We're doing something with John and Pyrrha. Blake is having her moment. I think Ruby and Weiss are fine. They already had their big moments. But Yang needs a big moment. I've been saying I want a Yang moment. We haven't had a Yang arc at all. So we have characters to focus on right now. I really... Yeah, I hope that if they ever introduce this team, we would hold off on fleshing them out. Like, yeah, we'll hold off on fleshing them up, and we do our important characters first. Because we also got Sun and Neptune. So, I mean, Neptune's probably still relevant because Weiss wants him to the dance, right? And Sun's still involved in, you know, being Blake's partner in crime. So we have too many characters to deal with. We still don't know much about Ozpin, very mysterious guy. Let's check in on Ironwood, what he's doing, what is he doing, what happened to Penny, you know, what are Cinder, Emerald, and Mercury doing? Like, there's so many fucking characters. I would be pissed if they start involving new ones and then started trying to make them like important to the story. I'm too burnt by like ensemble cast stories where they don't focus on the right characters, you know. Or it's just like, it's okay. I'm not gonna crash out about My Hero Academia at this point. All right, so John wants to take Weiss to the dance. I don't remember. I remember. John did try to woo Weiss into his team back in Volume 1. I remember now. And then he was quickly enamored by Pyrrha and started going after her instead. Oh, no, I'm remembering now. No. John has asked, within this volume itself, has asked Weiss if she wanted to hang out after class and whatnot. So, okay, John has been consistently trying to get closer to Weiss, unsuccessfully, because Ice Queen is used to people only feigning interest in her due to her status, her name, her last name. which is very interesting. It's a very interesting insight into her character. I wonder what that has to do with anything. I'm kind of interested in seeing her break out of this idea, because she already has her friends who trust her. She's clearly a lot friendlier to think that Ruby and Weiss were bickering so much during the Emerald Forest arc and had so much bad blood with Blake, but now she's like cool. You know, she's cool about it. She's cool with Ruby. She's cool with Blake. Even cool with Yang. I mean, Yang is probably understandable. She's a very sociable person, right? So, friends is fine. But when it comes to romantic interest, she's clearly had history. And she's clearly had bad experiences in the past. So it would be nice to see her gradually open up. Gradually realize that someone does love her outside of her last name. But I don't know how romantic arcs are done in the story yet. I don't know if ships ever get realized. I don't know if people get together. We have a lot of like high school drama thing going on with, I like this person, but that person likes another person. Oh, they keep getting rejected. Ooh, do you want to go to the dance with me? It's like a very, we're dealing with high school romantic tension drama stuff. But I'm not sure how things are done on this show, so I don't know if that's ever going to happen. Like, is Weiss gonna get with like a main character of a show? Like, is she gonna canonically get with Ruby? Like, is that a thing? Is that usually I don't hope for this kind of stuff because they don't usually happen. But this isn't TV. This is the internet, so anything could really happen. They shouldn't be censored by anything unless they're sponsored. No, I don't think they were sponsored at this point. So who knows? Anyway, I'm rambling. Pyrrha may be into John, but doesn't want to say. Pyrrha. It was so obvious. It was so fucking obvious. And John was too focused on the Weiss situation to realize what was happening right in front of her. Pyrrha's like, look, Pyrrha was so disappointed, like the look on her face, her voice, when John mentioned, oh, it's about Weiss. She doesn't want to go to the dance with me. And then she's like, oh, right, Weiss, like, okay. That's red flag number 1. Red flag number 2. As they say, even if you don't get Weiss, there's plenty of fish to see. There's other people other than Weiss. Second. Third red flag. I don't have anyone at the dance, like you would think, right? Like, yeah, like you would think I'm so popular that people flock to me, but no one has done that right now, so I'm free, right? John ignored 3 blaring alarms right in front of him. 3 glaring signs. These are the top 3 signs that someone's into you. And he completely ignored it. Because he was too busy focusing. He was like, oh, I need to get Weiss to the dance. No, you got some. You're popular. You'll get someone. Honestly, I feel low-key insulted that you would say that you won't get anyone. So insulted, in fact, that if you don't get a date to the dance, I'll wear a dress. Sorry, if you don't get a date to the dance. I don't believe you. You're fucking with me. And you're low-key insulting me when you say that because I'm struggling to get the person I want to the dance. And you're over here being like, oh, I'm so popular, but no one's asked me yet. And then Pierce is sitting there like, I'm here. I'm here. I don't know. Golden Freddy, I'm here. Yeah, that's sad. That is very sad. But I hope she gets a happy ending. I want, John and Weiss don't fit each other. I think Pyrrha and John is the true way. See, I like headships sometimes, okay? I'm not just a Yuri addict. I like headships. I like, other headships I like. I like Saimatsu. I like Venlumi. I like there's more. Trust me, there's more. I'm not okay. This one confuses me a lot. Emerald somehow figured out Pyrrha's semblance's polarity. How the fuck would you know that? The evidence that they have is that Mercury tried to kick her, but she used a power. It was clear that she used a power. She didn't touch the leg. The hand did not touch the leg, but it redirected his leg as he moved it. As the hand moved away, it's like a block or like a redirect. Her hand wasn't touching his boot, but he felt it move away from the target. So now you're aware that she can manipulate you without touching you. But then he identified that it was his boot. He felt it, that it might have been the boot that moved. How do you know she can't move leather? How do you know she specifically has the power to control metal or magnetism? What if it wasn't magnetism? What if she could control metal? Do you understand? There's a big difference between the ability to manipulate and control metal versus magnetism. Because, for example, Magneto from X-Men doesn't have magnetism as powers, if I'm not wrong. Correct me in the comments, because I'm not familiar with this property, the character. But, as far as I'm aware, he specifically has the ability to control metal, not magnetism. The difference is, for example, your blood. You have iron in your blood. You have iron in your body. But it's not like you have chunks of iron in your body. If you can control metal, and including iron, you can, on paper, control iron in someone's body, in someone's blood. So you can just manipulate someone from the inside, like blood bending. But you cannot do that if you have magnetism. Magnetism requires a magnetic field, which you don't have in your body, by the way. The iron in your body is not caused by a magnetic field because of something chemicals in your body. The iron in our blood is a little different, but the idea is the iron in your blood should not be able to control by like a magnet per se. But if you have the ability to control iron itself, then yes, it can affect you. But if you control gravitational fields, magnetic fields, or electromagnetism, which counts under magnetism, that's different. You can't control someone's blood, per se. Not directly, at least. And I want you to understand, they keep using the word polarity specifically. Do you know what polarity means? Poles. It was a joke that RWBY said you could control poles, but it's not entirely wrong because you need to have poles in order to do this. The property of having poles or being polar, so like magnets, you got your south pole, north pole, your basic understanding of a magnet. You got two sides. You got a side that attracts and a side that repels. You need those poles. The idea that one side repels, one side attracts, the poles, and then the magnetic field that is produced from that magnet and from those forces. If your semblance is specifically polarity, that is what you can manipulate. You can attract things to you or repel things from you, or lock something in place and redirect it, move it. If you can, lifting John's shield to block the attack from the Grimm in the forest. She can do that because she can control the poles. John's shield is made out of metal or some kind of metal material. it has magnetic field. It's not a magnet, but it is affected by a magnetic field. Also, by the way, I'm talking out of my ass because I don't understand this thing, but this is how logic sounds to me, at least. It's not a magnet, but it can be affected by a magnetic field because it is made of metal, right? In a more traditional sense, you know, the metal ores that were used to craft the shield. And so she was able to move it. She was able to position that piece of metal to a different place because she can control the magnetic fields. She can control the boot of Mercury because Mercury's boot has metal in it. And that's enough for her to move your leg. She could hang you in the air by the leg if she wanted to. If you have metal on your body, on your clothes, that's enough for her to fucking yank you away, yank you closer, push you away. She doesn't have to touch you. She controls the magnetic fields, or more specifically, the poles, the polarity, right? That attraction repellingness. But again, that's not what controlling metal is. And that's just one example. Like, what if Pyrrha could just puppeteer a body? What if Pyrrha could attach invisible strings to someone and move their limbs? I'm literally talking nonsense here, like random JoJo powers. But I'm just saying, I can come up with random excuses, random powers that still fit the bill of moving your leg. The fact that they singled out polarity in particular is bullshit. There's no way they could have figured out that she doesn't control metal. She specifically has control over magnetic field. Like, how did they know this? I'm gonna need someone in the comments to explain this to me, because math ain't mathin' in my head. That is weird. That is so weird. Huh. Okay, anyway, moving on. I spent a lot of time on that. Okay, so the last thing I want to talk about is a very interesting line said by Cinder. People assume she's fated for victory, when she's really taking fate into her own hands. It's a very poetic way of describing what she does. She's really strong, not because she's just great at fighting. She is just great at fighting, but the reason why she's elevated to such a status is because she uses her semblance smartly. She has the perfect semblance to just enhance her fighting prowess. She can also use it by its own. That's still strong too. She could probably, like, I don't know, send a metal beam through your chest. She can do that. Hell, her spear is metal, right? She could probably use that thing as like a homing missile, which is terrifying, by the way. If she wants to kill you and you don't have your aura up as your shield or something, or it's broken in some way, you ran out of it, if that's even possible. No, that is possible. You can run out of aura. And she has the intent to kill, she could just skewer you. And even if you dodge, you can home it because it's metal, right? But she doesn't. The way she fights is very hand-to-hand, not hand-to-hand specifically, but gladiatorial style. You know, the way that she is, the way that she's fighting, it's very Spartan kind of shield kind of thing. Very loosely, right? You know, she's being Pantheon, League of Legends, shield gameplay, and spear, right? So she creates the illusion that she's untouchable. And people say she's fated for victory. But destiny is in her hands. She creates her own path. It's because they said it in such a poetic way, I'm kind of thinking about it more. Pyrrha is definitely going to be a really important character in the future. I wonder what they're going to do. Oh, I forgot. At the start of the episode, I was like, Pyrrhic, right? I was like, Pyrrha just sounds so familiar. Pyrrhic. Where have I heard that before? And if I type Pyrrhic into Google, Pyrrhic victory, meaning, I might have seen this in a book probably. A Pyrrhic victory is a victory that comes at such a devastating cost to the victor that it is tantamount to defeat. So essentially, you won, but at a cost so great, you lost. And when Cinder said she's fated, people assume she's fated for victory, it clicked. She's taking fate into her own hands. I feel like she's in danger. She's this untouchable battle god, but she's going to lose. This is setting up a loss. I mean, the whole idea about Pyrrha is that she is just the faker of combat students, right? She I forget, she is the strongest girl in their class. She graduated top of her class in her last school, won a regional tournament 4 years in a row, which is a new record, and is literally a celebrity. Right? She is the undefeatable demon queen. Except, now that the bad guys have figured out the secret to her victory, perhaps she will experience the first loss in a very long time. Maybe in the tournament. Maybe they enroll, maybe they, one of them, or maybe all of them, right? They all go into the tournament. Oh, that would make so much sense. Because like I said, they want to eliminate as many people as possible from the equation. If they join the battle, they can kick people out of the top spot. Send them home. Go home, right? Don't be here when we take over. Yeah. Oh, it's all coming together. Watch me be completely wrong. It's gonna be so embarrassing. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This might be so cringe to watch if you know what's going to happen, because you're like, Zero, you're off the beaten path right now. But this is so interesting. I see it. I see the connections. I feel like I see what they're trying to do here, right? And then eventually, the villains will fight her in the tournament, and then she'll lose. Very interesting. Very interesting episode. That was really cool. I didn't expect much from this episode, but yeah, I mean, extracurricular. I don't know what the hell to take away from that, but what I've taken away is that we're doing so much setup. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye!